I'm getting older. I think you're getting older too. I'm still away from the retirement village though. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to end up in a retirement village because I really like living in my house. Got all my garden, got all my bits and pieces here, just like you guys out there. See, if we do end up in a retirement village, I mean, is it possible really to eat good food? How do I manage my diet in the retirement village? How do I know I can get good food? A lot of it boils down to dollars and money. If you can afford to pay, you can get into a retirement situation where you're going to have reasonably good meals to choose from, right? But in some cases, it's not so good, and then you may have to rely more on family or friends. But you certainly can eat well in most retirement villages. I've had several patients over the years, many elderly patients I've seen in retirement villages telling me that they did have a good selection of vegetables and fruits to choose from. Okay, as you get older, it's important to understand that your portion sizes need to get smaller, okay, not bigger. If you're very active like me, you can get away with eating a little bit more food, but if you're not so active, remember, the eyes are always bigger than the stomach, aren't they? Yeah. So don't eat so much food. You'll feel so much better. Studies with animals and also humans have shown that as you age, or as the animal or human ages, and they eat less food, their lifespan increases. As they increase the amount of food they eat, the lifespan reduces. So it's as simple as that. You don't need a lot of food. You need quality food. So I always talk about the pinnacle foods, especially for elderly people. We're talking avocados, we're talking blueberries, okay? Healthy food, fresh food. This is the food that's going to really help the digestive system of an older person. The one key aspect though that I didn't talk about was the medications, because many people, elderly people, are on medications, and that needs to be taken into account as well. So I always said to my older patients, and particularly the family of the older people, is to make really sure that the medications are not being taken unnecessarily, because many people take too many pills or too many drugs that they don't need to take. So sometimes a second or third opinion is worth it to get mum or dad off all those darn drugs. Okay, I'm 60, and even a lot of guys my age are already on heart pills and cholesterol pills. You don't need to be on all these pills. Okay, you don't. In most cases, it's not necessary if the person understands about, the laws of nature, eating well, looking after yourself. You don't need this junk. When these medications come into play, it messes up the liver, the kidneys, the gut, and it's going to be a real problem for that person. So a good tip for older people, I always recommend, is to get that medication schedule nailed down properly so there's no unnecessary drugs being taken, the person's not taking too much, but also the person's drinking adequate water to allow the kidneys to really work well, because kidney decline is very, very normal with an older person. If you look at old cats and dogs, for example, they've all got kidney problems, all right? Too much protein, not enough water. Same with older people. Get them to drink, all right? So the diet can be managed. If your mum and dad is in a retirement village, it's also a good thing for you as a son or daughter to have a word with people in the village, and even to bring food in. And that's what I did with my mum before she passed away, is I would bring in, grapes, I bring avocados in and different things for her to eat. So that's a good option for you to do, especially if you love your mum and dad, which I know you do, because we all love our mum and dads, don't we? Thanks so much for tuning in today.